Hi everyone, it's Pete here. Just thought I'd do a little video about this, which is my Tamiya Titan on the DT-02 chassis, because I've had this just over a year I think now, and it's become a favourite little runner because it's very light and agile, and you get ages out of a battery on it, and yeah, it's just good fun and it's simple to repair, and I would recommend this, but I have made a few little changes, so I was just going to go over those and also do a speed test. Now I did get a good bargain with this because this was about £85 delivered from Germany, and it also had the ball bearings and the ESC. I think generally in the UK you're looking at about £115 for the kit, and then about £7 for bearings and maybe 15 for a brushed ESC. So yeah, this was a bargain, and it was my friend Rick who found these. I never seem to find bargains, but I say, as with everything, it is worth shopping around. Okay, so what you got is a Tamiya Buggy chassis that they've just stuck a truck body onto, and you basically got Buggy wheels as well. It's just rear wheel drive. The first little change that I made compared with the instructions is that on the shock absorbers they were putting the long ends on the shocks, which made it a bit too high at the front. I thought it looked a bit odd, and also it affected the handling, and it did tend to roll over quite a bit. So first thing, which is no cost because they give you the shorter ones in the box, is just to put the short ends on the shocks, and it just makes it corner better and doesn't really affect its ability to get over the ground. It's sort of not for major off-roading this, because it's not a high up truck. I say it's basically a buggy with a truck body. Okay, so the first thing to say about is these tyres that you get with the kit. Now they're not that good. They're okay if it's dry and solid ground, but really if it's wet ground and mud and whatever, you're going to slide about all over the place and struggle to keep in a straight line. So the first thing I did was to get a set of Blitzer wheels and tyres, and to do that you need to change out the standard little upright there with the short spindle for the one with the long spindle, which is used on various kits that have got bigger wheels at the front but a two-wheel drive. So that was really good, and I really like the look of it in that form. But unfortunately in the end I broke the upright there, so I went back to these. But then what I did was to get some holiday buggy wheels and tyres, and I'll just show you what that looks like. Okay, so this is how it is with the holiday buggy tyres. Now it does look a little unusual in that it's a truck, and now it's got spikes on the front and groove tyres on the front, which you wouldn't really see in real life, but this does work really well, and I've used this like this for months, and yeah, it handles really well. It's good on the grass, good on the wet. So yeah, I do recommend this, and it's a cheaper thing to do than to get all the Blitzer wheels and tyres and the upright and everything. So yes, I would recommend that if you can live with the looks of it. Okay, it's worth saying that by having the truck body on the buggy chassis rather than a buggy body, it does protect all the bits underneath better. And also there's no wing to get battered, which you have on the buggies. So as a basher, I think a truck body is a better bet. Okay, another little change that I've made is that on the standard kit you've only got this one body post on the back, and you've got the two there on the front, and with just having that one body post, the back of this twists and turns like a twisty turny thing, and so you might notice that what I've got here is two other body posts. So I'll just take the top off this and I'll show you what I've done. Okay, so what I've done here is got this piece, which is again from the holiday buggy kit, and it perfectly fits without well, the only modification I've done is to take off this. There's a piece here which clips into the holiday buggy roof, so I've sawn that off, but other than that it's the same piece, and so it works with, that's the original post there, and it just gives you that extra support at the back, so it stops the back of the truck sort of bending onto the wheels, and it's just a much more sturdy thing. And so on the bottom of the body I did just build this up a little bit with Lexan and tape, just to few millimetres, but say I've done a little bit of strengthening there and there like I normally do on a body. But yeah, that's quite an easy fix, but you just got to buy that piece from the holiday buggy kit. Okay, so other than that, I haven't really changed a lot on here. I just put the ESC on there because you can put it on with cable ties, because no matter how well you stick them down, they seem to come off eventually. I've done the usual thing with waterproofing the receiver in a balloon there. The rest of this is standard. They give you oil shocks in the box, and they're perfectly good for it. And they give you this little chassis shock tower brace thing, but I don't think that really does much, to be honest. So I have changed the motor out for this brushless system, which I use on a lot of mine. This Epsima Thrust 3,500 kV, and I'm running it with a 2S LiPo, and yeah, it's plenty quick enough. Okay, so one slightly weak point on these is this piece here, which has got the shock towers on it. It also holds all the suspension pieces in there. I haven't really found a decent off-the-shelf upgrade for that. I think there used to be something available, but I think it isn't now. So the best thing to do is check out Mark Bryan's channel, where he's done a load of fixes on the DT-02, and he's got a bit of metal running up there and attached to there, which strengthens that whole piece. I mean, you'll be alright if you treat it nicely, but if you have some high-speed crashes, you can break these towers. I haven't broken one for a while, so, but yeah, if you do, then it's worth checking out what he's done to that. Okay, something else I did to this actually was you can have a 17-tooth pinion, which is what comes in the kit, and they do a 19-tooth steel pinion for a bit more speed. So yeah, I've put that in because there's plenty of power in this motor. So yeah, get a little bit more top end speed. Okay, so I've done a speed test on this. Used the standard kit wheels and tyres with that, and the Epsima 3,500 kV brushless and the 2S LiPo. So let's have a look and see how it got on. Okay, so 33 miles an hour ain't bad. I know it'll go faster because my Acra shots did 39, I think, and it had these bigger truck tyres on the back, so it's all down to the gearing really. But in this format, it's very good and it's very usable, and the handling's good. So overall, yeah, I would recommend this. Just might need a few little changes, mostly the tyres. But other than that, yeah, it's a good kit, so if you can find it at a good price, then I recommend it. Okay, so future plans for this. Like I was saying before, I did prefer it with these Blitzer wheels and tyres on. So what I've done, I've got these aluminium uprights, which are from GPM, and hopefully that'll overcome the problem of the front ones breaking. And also what I've got is this Kamtec beetle shell, so Sand Scorcher replica, and I'm going to try and work out a way of putting that on there to basically get a Blitzer beetle, but a bit tougher than the Blitzer beetle, because I did have one and I broke it an awful lot, but I did like it, so I'm hoping to try and make this a more indestructible Blitzer beetle. So anyway, that's my next little project. Okay, that's it for now. Thanks ever so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.